I Am Big is about sharing what's working in a big way. Noel is a very nurturing and loving human being. She gives a lot to people around her. Noel is an amazing daughter and sibling, a loving wife, and a very loyal and fantastic friend. Noel aspires to be a mother. Let's talk to Noel about her journey thus far. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Noel. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
It's so nice to have you in the I Am Big show.
It's wonderful
Thank you
to be
for
here.
coming.
Thank you for having me.
Why is coffee the big drink today?
It's like the drink of America, right? Isn't it?
Is it?
Isn't it the drink that keeps us going?
My trainer, Babe, says all the time that drink less coffee, drink less coffee. Do you drink coffee every day?
I do. It's kind of one of the only vices I have, and I'm constantly on a diet, and this is something that really kind of helps me get through the day because it's more than water. It's it can be very full bodied.
How many cups do you have in a day?
I'm not that excessive. It's usually maybe 2 in the morning, and that's it, and then I'm done.
So I know we chatted earlier, and you're 40. Well, you just turned 44,
Yes.
right? And I've met your lovely husband, and
Yes.
we'll talk about him in a minute here. But I know that you want to have a child,
Yes.
and how is that going?
Well, obviously at 44, that biological clock is, it's slowing. It's been a challenge. It's something that, you don't really realize that you have a time frame, a limit, until, it can be almost too late. Especially today in society where you put your career first or you put other things first and you think you have all the time in the world and that your body's going to respond when you need it to. Then you kind of find out it doesn't, and it's a long process, and we're going through different infertility protocols trying to find the right thing that'll work for us, and it hasn't been successful as of yet, but it is something that we're still pursuing. Yeah, I mean, I think until something tells me to stop, or it's just there's just no way, there's going to be no way to do it, then we'll stop.
How long have you been married?
14 years.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit over.
Yeah, and your husband's from Turkey, right?
He's from Turkey. He was born in Turkey. Yeah.
So when was the first time? Usually people, after people get married, they're like, well,
Sure.
let's have fun for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And so
And that's kind of what we did. I mean, it was.
And how old were you at that time? 14 years, so 30.
I was 29.
29, okay.
And we got married. We decided we were going to wait, to start having a family because he was going through the process of becoming a doctor in this country. Mm-hmm. He was a doctor in Turkey, and there's a lot you have to go through, and it's very difficult. And he really didn't know much English when he came here, and it was, we've had a lot of successes, but it was a hard road. Definitely a hard road, very challenging. It tests the marriage, all the time. And but it makes us stronger and, closer. And, the child thing we just kind of put off because it was never the right time. He was always, away at residency or a fellowship or, we kept putting it off. And then I did get pregnant, not trying, but it was a tubal pregnancy. And I ended up, it kind of woke us up. And we were like, okay, maybe we need to start really considering it. Well, you try on your own.
When was that?
That was in 2007.
Okay.
2006.
And so you were at that time 30.
Yeah.
35,
Yeah.
I think? Okay.
And, I thought, I still have a window, right?
Okay.
Well, you try on your own, for a year, and then you go see the doctor because it's not happening, and, they try something that, makes you produce more eggs, or, whatever the case may be, some medication protocol. You do that, you try again, and time's just tick-tock, And then, all of a sudden, it's just not happening, and you have to make a decision. Okay, what do you do?
When did you make a decision that so initially, for how long did you guys try naturally?
Oh, I mean, number of years.
Number of years.
Yeah.
And what was the effect on the relationship?
You know, it was at that time we weren't that concerned that it wasn't happening because you talk to other people and they're like, oh yeah, it took me a year, it took me, you know, so it was kind of like we felt like that was normal, you know, just it wasn't the right timing, wasn't working, whatever, you know, but we didn't really know exactly what the reasons were. It's really just an unbelievable process when you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I thought I could always have a kid when I wanted to have one, you know,
right.
like, and then you feel like your body is like, you know, against you. I mean, it's just, you go through all these emotions. Like so many people have children so easily without even trying. And, you know, and you like really want one and feel like you'd be good parents. And
Did that affect your, and then, you know, when it's taking, oh, you know, it's you're trying and it's not happening and it's not happening. Does that affect your sex life too?
Oh yeah, I mean, because it becomes more mechanical, you know,
gotta do it,
than
the
natural,
pressure.
right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, oh my gosh, I'm ovulating, let's go. You know, it's so romantic, right? And this whole process has become just like that. You know, it's like, okay, it's lost its, you know, that natural flow, and now it's just kind of like you feel like it's something that you need to accomplish, and it loses its spontaneity and its
It's
excitement
true. It's kind
because
of like being, you know, like for me, like being 340 pounds.
Right.
It's almost like getting on the treadmill or the elliptical, and when you're 340 or whatever, and you're like, what is this? And constantly saying, I want to be whatever the weight I want to be, and putting so much pressure. It is so hard to enjoy
Yes.
or even be in that experience.
Yes.
Because you're like, this is not, I mean, you know, you're almost so focused on
Yes.
on that end goal, if you will.
Absolutely.
So how did it emotionally affect your husband, and where is he? Was he supportive during the process?
He unbelievably supportive. I mean, he's really
to
left
that.
it up to me to decide how long I want to pursue it, how much money we're going to spend. I mean, really, we talk about it, but he's, because he knows I'm the one carrying most of the burden. I'm the one that has to put my body through these things, and you know, taking, you know, fertility drugs and all that. You know, I mean, it's very stressful.
How does it feel when you look at another friend who's your age and has children?
Well, there's always a little jealousy, you know, there is.
Thank you for being so honest.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, I just feel that need, you know, that yearning. It's hard. It's hard. I'm sorry. I don't want you to get upset.
I'm not, you know.
But, you know, I'm happy for them. You know, I'm really happy for them. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. I have to believe that. I do. And I do. I mean, I really believe that. If God wants it to happen, it's going to happen.
It will happen. You know, you're making so much things happen. I mean, I'm sorry.
I know.
You are
it's
such
emotional.
a strong woman. I mean, you have so much to give. This is, I think no matter what, you are going to continue making big things to happen. So, I mean, really, it's thank you for really you being so honest.
Sure.
and so.
Well, you know, I want to really help other people because, you know, I waited a long time and I didn't realize that I had this short period of time to work with. If I could turn back time, I'd go get my eggs frozen. I really would. Because I really had no idea that it would be like this, you know. So if I have any advice to anybody who's considering having children or have been putting it off, don't know when the right time is, I'm sorry, then that's what I would do.
What would you adopt? Would you consider adopting?
You know, we've talked about it. You know, we haven't gotten there yet. We've talked about it. I don't know if we would. Part of me just wants a part of me. Isn't that funny? Is it selfish? I don't know. But and my husband, like, I'd love to see what that mesh would create.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like, I haven't given up in my mind. So we haven't gone there yet with our minds. So.
No, but are you open?
It's a
to
possibility.
Possibility,
Yeah.
but you really, you want to give it
Yeah.
some more time, and that's it. So, what keeps you going with this? Other than obviously the strong desire, but
Yeah.
what
I mean, I
really?
think a lot of it is that innate, that natural, that yearning. I think that's what keeps me going, Just like, I'm going to give it everything I can, 100%.
Wow.
I mean, it's not going to be me that's going to be the reason. I'm going to exhaust everything.
Wow.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm exhausting every possibility.
What you're doing with your life. You and I. I remember that one time I was in DC. We had the sushi, and we had a moment. And you were struggling with your weight, which, trust me, that's a whole nother. You have motivated me so much by. How much weight have you lost from the heaviest you've ever been?
About 70 pounds.
You've lost 70
Yeah.
pounds. And I remember that time you were struggling with the weight. It was having an impact on your marriage.
Yeah.
What impact was it having on your marriage?
Well, obviously, you want to be found attractive. And, after you gain a lot of weight, I mean, you can't see past that weight, but
matter
you
what
aren't
weight,
comfortable in your own skin. Like, that you would be a lot more comfortable if you shed. And actually contributing to the
You have to
infertility.
make it up somehow or the other.
Yes.
It's just like always constantly trying to be cooler in some other shape or form.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you didn't have that to have to deal with, I mean, how much more exciting would life be? Plus, with the infertility, I mean, losing weight's very important. I mean, being overweight contributes to infertility a great deal. So that was another motivator for me to kind of, again, what do I have control over that I can, take care of? So I eliminate it as one of the variables, because it's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one.
Yeah.
Well, I do have an idea, but I still sitting here am amazed with the strength you have as a woman.
Oh, thank you.
You are a great daughter. I know your mom and your stepdad love you. You are a great sibling. You are a great wife. You are a great employee where you work. I know everybody loves you there.
Yeah.
You are a great friend.
Thank you.
And most importantly, you are a great, hopeful person who wants to be a mother. But I would just like to say this, that you are nourishing and nurturing without being a mother today, which is so powerful that when you do become a mother, or when you do continue to either, it's hard to say. What I'm trying to say here is that no matter what, this nourishing and this nurturing you have going to a lot of people is a very mother-like feeling. Thank you for coming to IMBIG.
Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.